It was 120.
But
Yeah.
we managed to secure it for 10k below.
Oh.
Off market, direct to owner, direct to vendor. How do I look? What's good, hustlers? Welcome back to yet another vlog in the life of a property entrepreneur. I'm on my way to view a property. I sourced it using a flyer. I realized that I've never actually touched upon sourcing here on this channel, and sourcing is a very critical element of property investing. It doesn't matter whether you're sourcing for somebody else or sourcing for your own investment. Sourcing is critical, and understanding how to source is very important. The amount of skills and learning you can acquire through sourcing in itself is absolutely helpful to anyone wishing to basically build an investment portfolio of their own. So I want you to watch this video all the way to the end, because at the end I'm going to be sharing with you my top tips on how to source properties off market, direct to owner, direct to vendor, and ways in which I do it. Anyways, let's go view this property, shall we? I come prepared. Am I the only one that can't breathe in these masks? How do I look? Okay, so what were you looking for this particular property?
We're looking for a price to match the current market.
Taking into account COVID and everything that's going on, there's been a dip in the market. You know, I just kind of wanted to understand where your headspace was in terms of what.
I think at this point, I think the right price would be 135.
We bought the one next door, and at the time, obviously, we didn't have
Yeah,
what was going on,
no.
and it was way less.
It was 120.
But we managed to secure it for 10k below.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just trying to highlight the fact that that was before Corona, and we managed to secure it at that price.
Yeah. We don't want to go online. We don't want to hold too many viewings, we can carry on our conversation. Yeah, later on, today, this week, whenever it's suitable to you.
Yeah, no, that sounds fine by me.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you very much for seeing me today and allowing me to come view your property.
Okay,
Thank you.
I would shake your hand.
Yeah. Can you?
Nice.
Thank you. I may look a bit puffy, guys, but I haven't had my coffee yet, so you know. It is Monday morning as well, so yeah. I'm not a big fan of Mondays, but hey, still gotta do what you gotta do. I feel like a surgeon with these gloves. In the back there, I've got dressing materials that I've got to drop off at the storage later on today. Whew. Okay, so that's that. That was a very good 3-bedroom house, quite spacious. I knocked the walls as you do. I looked out for cracks as well in the walls because that can be an indication that there's maybe something wrong structurally with the property, but I couldn't see anything, I couldn't find anything. So generally the property is in good condition, but then again, that doesn't really matter if you're buying a property to convert into an HMO. You're gonna have to do refurbishment on it anyways. This is an off-market property, which means that I have less competition in a way, and the way in which the owner actually even had the opportunity to contact me directly is because of our proactiveness, myself and the team, in creating flyers and basically going through door to door and dropping flyers in people's properties and hoping someone contacts us if they're looking to sell their property. So I kind of just wanted to show you guys the power of being proactive in how you market yourself, especially if you're somebody who wants to start in property through sourcing property. If you find properties that are off market, it puts you in a much better position to basically find below market value properties. Now, let's move on to my top tips, of course, that I promised you that I would be sharing in this video of how to source off-market properties or direct-to-vendor properties. So, tip number 1. How do you find off-market properties online? The 2 top ways to do that is by using Gumtree, guys. Gumtree is an absolutely great tool for finding those direct-to-vendor properties. You will, of course, have to create an account on Gumtree to be able to do this, but once you have an account, you can go ahead and search for properties for sale in the whole of the UK, and you want to just narrow your search so that way you are being shown properties that are being marketed by private owners. The second online portal you can use, should I even be calling it a portal? I don't think it's a portal, but it's essentially Facebook Market. Listen, Facebook Market is not only good for finding furniture, but also it's good for finding those off-market properties. Again, you'll obviously have to have a Facebook account to be able to use Facebook Market. Or can you use Facebook Market without having an account on Facebook? I don't think so. You have to sift through some of the adverts when it comes to the properties, because nowadays estate agents also use Facebook Market to advertise their properties. So a way to identify which property is being advertised by an estate agent as opposed to an owner is just by looking at the way it's being presented. An estate agency will obviously present property in the most professional manner, and also just the details of the property tends to be way more different different, using quite a lot of these property lingos, whereas the owner advertising their property online will not necessarily pay too much detail into a lot of the things that an estate agency would pay attention to. So you want to just pay attention to how it's being advertised. Now, my next way to do it is, of course, flyers, which I've just shown you does work. If you're searching for a property in a specific area, print out a few flyers, 1,000 flyers, 500 flyers, and just go around the area dropping those flyers. Evidently, it does work. It absolutely does work. If it wasn't for the flyers that we dropped in that lady's house, we wouldn't have received the call that we received, and I wouldn't be viewing the property that I've just been to view. This is how you bring about opportunities to yourself. You have to be proactive in finding these properties, finding these off-market deals. Another thing that I tend to do is attend networking events. Now, there's something about networking that I'm going to give you another tip on top of this tip, which is when it comes to networking, do not exclude yourself to just these property networking events. Go to networking events that's to do with food, for example, nothing to do with property, and just by virtue of meeting people, just connecting with people through different interests and different hobbies and so on and so forth, that can be a really good way of sourcing properties or finding those direct to vendor properties. My final tip on how to find those off-market properties is using land registry. It actually just costs you £3. If you find a property just by way of exploring, walking around the areas, if you happen to notice that it's a rundown property, it is looking empty, and you just want to find out who owns the property, you go up on land registry and you search who it belongs to. By finding out who it belongs to, you can send a letter to the owner asking them if they are thinking of selling their property and you are an interested buyer. That's another way to do it. So that brings me to the end of this vlog. I do hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, of course. Go ahead and click that subscribe button along with that notification bell so you're always notified when I upload a new video. In the meantime, guys, continue being hustlers.